By because the senator is now walking out. We'll go to that picture. There he is holding hands with his wife. He's going to be speaking to reporters, making the statement. Let's listen to Senator Craig.
Thank you all very much for coming out today. I will read a statement. First, please let me apologize to my family, friends, and staff, and fellow Idahoans for the cloud placed over Idaho. I did nothing wrong at the Minneapolis airport. I did nothing wrong, and I regret the decision to plead guilty and the sadness that decision has brought on my wife, my family, friends, staff, and fellow Idahoans, and for that, I apologize. In June, I overreacted and made a poor decision. While I was not involved in any inappropriate conduct at the Minneapolis airport or anywhere else, I chose to plead guilty to a lesser charge in hopes of making it go away. I did not seek any counsel, either from an attorney, staff, friends, or family. That was a mistake, and I deeply regret it. Because of that, I have now retained counsel, and I am asking counsel to review this matter and to advise me on how to proceed. For a moment, I want to put my state of mind into context on June 11th. For 8 months leading up to June 11th, my family and I have been relentlessly and viciously harassed by the Idaho Statesman. If you saw the article today, you know why. Let me be clear. I am not gay. I never have been gay. Still, without a shred of truth or evidence to the contrary, the Statesman has engaged in this witch hunt. In pleading guilty, I overreacted in Minneapolis because of the stress the Idaho Statesman investigation and the rumors it has fueled all around Idaho. Again, that overreaction was a mistake, and I apologize for my judgment. Furthermore, I should not have kept this arrest to myself, and I should have told my family and my friends about it. I wasn't eager to share this failure, but I should have anyway, because I am not gay. I love my wife, my family. I care about friends and staff and Idaho. I love serving this great state. Over the years, I have accomplished a lot for Idaho, and I hope Idahoans will allow me to continue to do that. There are still goals I would like to accomplish, and I believe I can still be an effective leader for our state. Next month, I will announce, as planned, as many of you have already been told, whether or not I will seek re-election. As an elected official, I fully realize that my life is open for public criticism and scrutiny, and I take full responsibility for a lapse in judgment I made in attempting to handle this matter myself. It is clear, though, through my action I have brought a cloud over Idaho, and for that I seek and ask the people of Idaho to forgive me. As I mentioned earlier, I have retained counsel to examine the matter, and from that I will make no further comment. This statement will go up on my website today at craig.senate.gov. Any additional comments will be on the website. I'm sure this is an issue that is not yet over, and I will respond accordingly to all of you in the press, as I have always appreciated your willingness to accommodate me. I hope you appreciate my openness to all of you.
Senator,
thank you very much.
Senator, what happened in Minneapolis?
Hey, what if you were gay?
Come out of the closet.
All right, there he is, Senator Larry Craig and his wife not answering any questions. Lots of questions still to be answered, but the senator making a strong statement. I am not gay, he says. I have never been gay. He regrets that he decided to plead guilty to that disorderly conduct charge at a men's bathroom at the Minneapolis airport. I want to bring in our senior legal analyst, Jeff Toobin. Jeff, you were listening very carefully. He regrets that decision to plead guilty. He says he now has decided to retain an attorney to try to work this issue more thoroughly. But give us your legal analysis of what we just heard.
Well, in the many bizarre statements that politicians have made over the years, this certainly has to rank among the strangest ever by an American politician. I mean, I have heard of politicians claiming to be framed after a trial in which they're convicted, but he apparently is claiming that he was framed and pled guilty. The idea that a United States senator, a very sophisticated person with enormous responsibilities, chose to plead guilty by mistake just seems to me not credible. And the idea that he is now going to retain a lawyer who I assume will look into withdrawing his guilty plea because he suddenly decided he was innocent is just, I mean, hard for me to believe, but apparently that's what he's going to try to do.
Well, legally speaking, how difficult would that be? Because if you read the signed affidavit, the signed statement that he makes, and he signs it specifically, he says he didn't need a lawyer, and he concedes he's guilty. How difficult is it now to go forward and file an appeal saying, you know what, I'm innocent?
Virtually impossible. The whole reason why judges take time in explaining guilty pleas is just to avoid this situation. They are often explaining the consequences of a guilty plea to people who don't speak English, to people who are not educated. United States senators are expected to understand when a judge speaks to them and explains the consequences of pleading guilty. I don't see any circumstances in the world where a judge would allow him to withdraw this guilty plea.
And I have here in front of me, I'm holding in my hand, Jeff, the actual document that he signed, the petition to enter plea of guilty misdemeanor. Among other things, it says, I understand that the court will not accept a plea of guilty from anyone who claims to be innocent. And he also says, I now make no claim that I am innocent of the charge to which I am entering a plea of guilty. The only thing I can assume, Jeff, is that he thought by entering a guilty plea, people wouldn't notice, it would go away, he could get this resolved quietly and it would never come to light. That's why he decided to go ahead and sign this document. But I can't understand any other explanation why he might do this if in fact he felt that he was innocent.
I think you're exactly right, and that is in fact what he said today, that by pleading guilty he thought he would make the whole thing go away. But we're talking about A, a United States senator, and B, a crime. I mean, you can say it's a misdemeanor, and yes, misdemeanors aren't as serious as felonies, but misdemeanors are crimes. And the idea that a United States senator thought he could plead guilty to a crime and nobody would know about it and his constituents wouldn't care and had no right to be informed of the fact that this politician whose salary they pay is a convicted criminal is just astonishing to me, that he thought he could get away with it, and now he thinks he can get away with something even more incredible.
He said in a statement we just saw, he said, I did nothing wrong at the Minneapolis airport. He said he overreacted by agreeing to plead guilty, hoping it would make it go away.